Imagine spending 20, maybe even 30 hours putting together a killer YouTube video, and when you release it, it gets thousands of views in the first hour alone, but then YouTube takes it down. This is the ultimate disaster scenario for you if you're a content creator, but it happens more than you might think, especially given YouTube's new medical misinformation policy. And faceless YouTube channels are sometimes even more at risk, because YouTube may see the anonymous style as being less trustworthy. So how can you avoid getting your video flagged and taken down? Well, today I'm going to share exactly what you can do, so that you can publish your videos with confidence that all your hard work wasn't just for nothing. The good news is that this is super easy because we're going to be using AI tools to identify misinformation so that you don't accidentally include it in your video. We're going to get right into this, but be sure to stick around to the end for some bonus content on YouTube's policy. First, I want to give a quick disclaimer that what I'm about to tell you isn't meant to be taken as any type of formal advice. I'm not a doctor or a lawyer, I'm just a fellow YouTuber looking out for you. Let's dive in. Number 1, Claim Buster. We're going to start with one of my favorite tools that you can use for flagging misinformation. This is called Claim Buster. It's a really cool tool that lets you fact check articles you find online or even upload your own text to fact check. I really like it for the second reason when it comes to creating YouTube videos and writing scripts, because it helps you make sure that your scripts are fact-based. To use this tool, go to the site and click the icon for Fact Check Your Own Text. From there, you have two options. You can either have the AI find claims in your text, or you can have it check a claim that you already have. For the first one, I like to use the order by score option. Basically, the AI will find any claims in your text, give them a rating based on the check-worthiness of the claim, or in other words, whether it's making a strong claim or not, and then will order them based on this ranking. From there, you can also click the highlighted portion of the text and have ClaimBuster fact check it for you on the spot. The second way you can use ClaimBuster is by clicking Check a Claim. This option is more straightforward. Basically, you just insert your text and ClaimBuster will fact check it for you. From there, the AI will simply tell you if the claim is true or false. Once you've revised your text based on ClaimBuster, you're pretty much good to go and move forward with your video. A quick plug for Pictory here. Even though it's not a misinformation tool, it's a really powerful AI tool for creating your videos. After you fact-checked your text, you can just plug it into Pictory and it'll create an amazing video just from the text alone. Use our link in the description to try Pictory for yourself for free. No credit card required? Okay, let's check out the next tool. Number 2, Sensity. Deepfakes used to be pretty easy to spot. There were things like inconsistent lighting, distorted audio, or unnatural facial movements that were pretty much an immediate sign that something was off. Unfortunately, that's not so much the case anymore. The technology has gotten so good that looking for traditional signs of deep fakes honestly doesn't always work, causing YouTube to announce that it's revamping its AI policy. The ironic thing is that even though AI can create deep fakes, it can also help to spot them. There are a lot of AI deepfake detection tools out there, but I personally really like Sensity. This tool is especially helpful if you're putting together a video that's based on news clips or interviews you found online, and you're not sure if they're real or not. To use Sensity, you can either upload a file or insert a URL for it to check. You have the choice of uploading both photos and videos here, and you can also upload multiple files. After you've uploaded your file or inserted your URL, you'll get a notification that the AI scan is in progress. This is usually pretty fast, but it might take more time for a longer video. If the AI detects that the image or video you uploaded is fake, you'll get a notification that a visual threat was detected along with the % confidence that the answer it gave you is accurate. So definitely check this one out. I think you'll get a lot of use from it, especially if you're basing information off of videos you found online. I genuinely hope you find these tips helpful. If you do, it would mean a lot if you gave the video a like, and please subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all my content. My goal is to help other creators maximize their effort on YouTube through the use of AI, and I have some more really great videos coming out for you. Number 3, trust Servista. While the tools we've looked at so far require you to actually take an article, piece of text, or photo, or video and upload them to a site, Trust Servista cuts down the steps involved. This AI tool can evaluate the accuracy of a piece of content without you having to go back and forth between the AI site and your source. Unlike ClaimBuster and Sensity, Trust Servista is a browser extension that works in the background as you're going through and doing all of your research. If you want to evaluate the trustworthiness of a piece of content like a news article, all you have to do is click the browser extension and it'll tell you. In order to evaluate trustworthiness, Servista will give the article what's called a trust level score. This takes into account factors including the content of the article and the sources it references. So for instance, if the article you're looking at is basing its conclusion on some sort of misinformation from another source, trust level will pick up on that, even if it's not explicitly mentioned in the article you're looking at. Right now, Servista allows you to check 3,000 URLs for only $2.99 a month. At that value, it's definitely something I recommend that you check out, especially if you typically use a lot of different sources to create a video. Number 4, Google's reverse image source. Imagine that you're scrolling through social media and you see a photo that would be perfect in your YouTube video. Since we're talking about medical and health content, let's say that the image is of a medical procedure. You take the photo and you run it through a deepfake scanner. The AI tells you that it's real. But there's one little issue. You're not sure where the photo came from or even what the context is. You know that it's a photo of an innovative procedure, but you're not sure what it's being used to treat, or if it's even currently available as a treatment option. Instead of just tossing the image out and trying to find something else, I'd recommend that you run it through Google's reverse image source. To do this, you just upload the image to the regular Google search bar, and it'll show you the original source of the photo and where else it has been used online. Now, some of you might already be aware of this tool. However, Google also just launched an AI update to this for online image searches. This update makes it even easier to detect the original image and evaluate its trustworthiness. Basically, once you've selected an image in Google Image Search, you can select the 3 dots on the upper right-hand corner and click about this image. There, Google will show you how old the image is, where it first appeared, and where else it's contained online, like news sites or fact-checking sites. This might seem like a basic tool on the surface, but I've personally found it to be super useful in getting more information about an image and helping me understand how trustworthy it is. This is especially the case if the image is not a deep fake, but could potentially be seen as misinformation if it's used in the wrong context. Background on YouTube's policy. Okay, now it's time for that bonus content that I mentioned. While the tools we looked at are all great, they're not really useful if you don't know why you're using them. Think of it like driving without having a destination in mind. It's great to be able to have the tools and skills needed to drive a car, but you're not really going to get anything out of those tools if you don't have a place to go. In other words, you need to understand YouTube's policy so that you're aware of the context in which your video could be flagged. So basically, this policy was created to give YouTube legal protection and retain their image as a platform that's publishing high-quality content. As an example, YouTube recently revised their cancer treatment misinformation policy, which essentially removes content that promotes unproven or unsuccessful treatment of cancer. To illustrate this, let's say you have someone named John whose mom has cancer. If this policy didn't exist, John might find a video on YouTube promoting an unproven cancer treatment. If he follows the video's advice, it could either be ineffective for his mom or maybe even make her cancer worse. If it made her cancer worse, he might even try to sue YouTube for giving him incorrect information. He may even start giving interviews about how YouTube is a bad platform that people should avoid. Obviously, YouTube doesn't want this to happen. So essentially, this policy is there to protect YouTube as a business and its image as a high-quality platform. Of course, this then brings up the question of whether you can even talk about unproven treatments at all. It's tricky because there's a fine line between just talking about something and actually advising people to do it. So in order to understand this difference, let's look more closely at the legal language in YouTube's policy. YouTube's policy. In their own words, YouTube doesn't allow content that poses a serious risk of egregious harm by spreading medical misinformation that contradicts local health authorities, LHAs, or the World Health Organization's WHO guidance about specific health conditions and substances. We saw what that looks like with the cancer scenario, but as I mentioned, there's some gray area here. So let's get deeper into what exactly that means. Basically, YouTube has divided its policy into 3 categories: prevention misinformation, treatment misinformation, and denial misinformation. Any video that violates one or more of these categories can be taken down and your channel can get a strike. In terms of prevention misinformation, YouTube disallows content that contradicts health authorities on certain topics regarding disease prevention. For instance, let's say a YouTuber posts a video claiming that in order to prevent heart disease, you should stop exercising and start smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. I know this sounds kind of crazy, and that's the point. Basically, this claim goes against guidelines from health organizations, which in fact recommends regular exercise, a healthy diet, and avoiding smoking for heart disease prevention. Since the video's advice goes against the recommendations of an established health authority, YouTube would likely remove it to prevent the spread of incorrect information about disease prevention. Let's look at the second category, treatment misinformation. In this case, imagine that a YouTuber posts a video claiming that eating 3 cups of ice cream a day can cure a serious disease like diabetes. This obviously goes against the advice of health authorities like the World Health Organization and the CDC, or Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which both say that a balanced diet and medical treatment are needed to manage diabetes. Since that YouTuber's claim contradicts these health authorities, YouTube would likely remove the video. The final category is denial misinformation, which is essentially content that denies that certain health conditions exist. For instance, maybe a video claims that cancer is completely made up or that heart disease doesn't exist. In these cases, YouTube is going to take your video down. I know these examples are kind of out there, and that's intentional to help you understand these policies. And here's a bonus tip. While you can definitely use these tools in isolation, the more of them that you utilize, the better your chances are of avoiding a policy violation. So play around with them and see which ones you like best. Avoiding YouTube's misinformation policy is essential to potentially going viral, but you'll definitely need to watch this video to learn how to create viral videos using AI in 10 minutes or less.